from ACC2 paper from the academic writing section. We have critical appreciation of 20 marks, as you could see. Then they will give you to write a substance of 12 marks and a critical note which will carry 8 marks and an essay of 35 marks. So the first topic that we will discuss is the critical appreciation, that how can you write a critical appreciation of 20 marks. As you could see, they would give you a passage, a poem passage, and you have to write the critical appreciation of the poem. We have solved the 2024 paper as well as the past papers as well. You can get the PDF from our group. So the first poem, no longer mourn for me when I am dead, then you shall hear the surly sullen bell. Give warning to the world that I am fled from this vile world with vilest forms to dwell. Nay, if you read this line, remember not the hand that wrote it, for I love you so, that in your sweet thoughts would be forgot, if thinking on me then should make you woe. Oh, if, I say, you look upon this verse, when I perhaps compounded am with clay, do not so much as my poor name rehearse, but let your love even with me life decay. Lest the wise world should look into your mourn, and mock you with me after I am gone. So first of all, we have to go through the poem multiple times, read the poem about 3 or 4 times to get some idea or the other. As you could see that it is a message from someone who is going to die. That's why he's saying that no longer mourn for me when I am dead, no longer cry for me when I am dead. So you have to understand the lines very clearly, and which can only happen if you read it multiple times. He asks the person if he loves not to be sad after he dies. The poem talks about death, love, and how we should remember people who have died. The main idea is to accept death calmly and to love without making the person who is alive feel painful sadness. So first of all, we should start by giving an introduction of the poem as per your understanding. After going through the poem 3 or 4 times, give your own idea that what you think about the poem. Next is discuss the theme of the poem. Like here you could see that what could be the theme. It is death, love, or mortality, remembrance. Like this, you have to, any poem they give, you have to give the theme. By analyzing it or by reading it, you have to give the main theme of the poem. In this case, as you could see, it is death. The poem explains that dying is a natural and normal part of life. And also about love, the speaker loves so much that he wants the loved one to be happy, even if it means forgetting him. It is also about remembrance, mortality. Like this, you could analyze. So the first is the main idea, and then is the theme. Then the most important part of the critical appreciation is the literary devices. You should at least give 6 to 7 literary devices, and more is always welcome. You can also give 10 literary devices if you want, because the more you give, the more chances that you will get good marks. The primary literary devices in any poem is basically imagery, metaphor, alliteration. In any poem you will find imagery. In this case, you have the surly sullen wind and the vilest worms, creating the pictures of death and burial. Then the metaphor, compounded am with clay, where the body is compared to the earth like clay. Then the alliteration, surly sullen bell, the S sound is repeated. And then we have the poem, the tone of the poem. The poem actually appears to be calm and gentle and not angry or scared. Then the other literary devices that you may find from the passages. Then you should discuss the structure or the form and the structure of the poem. Like this poem has 14 lines. Count the number of lines that it has. Then discuss the form of the poem. Like 14 lines, is basically a sonnet with a clear rhyme, and of course then discuss the rhyming scheme of the poem. In this case, you could see that dead, bell, so A, B, then fled, again A, and dwell, B. So it's A, B, A, B. Like this, you have to find out the rhyme scheme by finding the last word of the line and seeing the rhyme, that how it ends. You could see that the first line ends with dead, and again the third line ends with fled. So there's the D sound. That's why I said that is A, and then again we have the bell. The second line ends with bell, sullen bell. So the first one is dead, A, and then again bell, B. So A, B, and again it ends with the D sound, fled. So it's again A, and again in the fourth line it is dwell. So it's again B. So it's A, B, A, B. Like this, you have to find the rhyme scheme of a poem, and then the purpose of the message, that what the purpose and the message of the poem, that what it teaches, that what lessons can you get by reading this poem, that how to accept death without being too sad, and you can just give a conclusion according to your understanding. So that's it about the critical appreciation of a poem. Another, for example, we can take, how happy is he born and taught, that served not another's will, whose armor is his honest thought, and simple truth his utmost skill, whose passions not his masters are, whose soul is still prepared for death, untied unto the world by care of public fame or private breath, who envies none that chance doth raise, nor wise who never understood how deepest wounds are given by praise, nor rules of state but rules of good, who hath his life from rumours freed, whose conscience in his strong retreat, whose state can neither flatter freed, nor ruin make oppressors great. Again, the first thing is the rhyming scheme. See, again, we have pray, lend, day, friend. So you can easily rhyme it accordingly. As we have discussed, the first thing we should do is put the main idea or give an introduction about your own understanding of the poem. So in this poem, it discusses the virtues that make a person truly happy. The poem portrays an ideal man who lives free from enslavement to others' will and passions, guided by honesty, simplicity, and integrity. This man is not controlled by worldly fame, envy, or social ambitions, but possesses inner peace, moral strength, and spiritual outlook. It emphasizes self mastery and freedom from external influences as the foundation for happiness. Then you should discuss the main theme of the poem, which is that true happiness arises not from wealth or status or public praisal, but from personal freedom, moral rectitude, and spiritual tranquility. The purpose of the poem is to teach and inspire readers to value internal values, and then you can go on to discuss the themes of self mastery and independence as by analyzing the passage given, the moral integrity, detachment from worldly concerns, like this, and again literary devices used. Here we have seen alliteration, simple truth, his utmost skill, again creates a rhythm and musicality. Then the metaphor. What is metaphor? Metaphor is a direct comparison without like or as. Example, whose armor is his honor. Then you have the personification, giving metaphor, giving human-like qualities to abstract ideas. Example, whose conscience is his strong retreat. Conscience is personified as a place of refuge. Then you have antithesis, juxtaposition of contrasting ideas. Example, lord of himself, though not of lands. Contrast inner mastery with lack of material possessions. Enjambment, which is the continuation of a sentence beyond one line without pause. Example, whose armor is his honest thought, and simple truth his utmost skill. Sustains flow and thought. The rise scheme again, the last word of the line, taught and will, AB, again thought and skill, AB. Then the symbolism used, which is the objects or term representing broader ideas. Example, armor symbolizes protection and from falsehood or external control. Then we have the hyperbole, which is exaggeration for emphasis, didactic tone, and then is parallelism, use of repeated grammatical structures. Example, multiple lines start with whose, highlighted different virtues. Then the form and structure, that the poem consists of 6 quatrains. Each stanza has 4 lines. The rhyme scheme, then the tone. What is the tone of the poem? The tone is serene, contemplative, and instructive. The poet's voice is calm and wise, imparting timeless wisdom in a gentle but firm manner. Then the purpose of and the message of the poem. So basically, you have to remember these 7 points to go through a poem and write the critical appreciation. That is the main idea. First of all, it is the main idea of the poem. Then the introduction. Then we have the theme analysis, the sub themes and the main themes that we get by understanding the poem, by reading the poem. Then the literary devices, which you should write at least 6 to 7 or even more if you want. And then the form and structure, the fourth one, like how many lines, what is the rhyme scheme, how many stanzas or quatrains they are divided into. Then the tone and mood, that what kind of tone is it? It is serene, is it contemplative, it is in an angry tone, what type of it is it melancholic tone. Then the purpose of the poem or the message, that in this case how it teaches the readers about the nature of true happiness, and at the end you should end it with a conclusion. I have also discussed many other poems and give the solutions as well, so you can just go through from our group. I have given around, I think, 7 or even more critical appreciations of the poem, so you can just check it.